Statistics. So statistics, this is a branch of mathematics which deals with data analysis and presentation. Types of data, we have group data and group. However, in this video we focus on group data only. On ungroup data we'll look at later in another lesson or video. So group data, we have the mean. So mean is given by summation fx, summation frequency. SD, this SD present standard deviation. This is the formula. This formula, the first formula, is the one that we'll be using. Okay, it's the easy one to use. You can also use this, but in this video we focus on the first formula. Meaning of symbols. This symbol which you are able to see on mean and down, you can see it there, and also this side you can see it here. It means summation or sum, meaning to add. SD, this present standard deviation. SD, standard deviation. F, frequency. The F which is on this F, and here F, here there is F, and here F. It presents the frequency. Then X and the bar. Take note that other formulas, they don't have X and the bar. Like here, this doesn't have X and the bar, it's just X. But this one does X and the bar. If there is X and the bar, this line is called the bar. It means it is the mean. Also here there is X and the bar. It means it is the mean. Here we don't have, which means it is not the mean. So X and bar present the mean. X only present midpoint X. Okay, like here we just have X is midpoint X, and there we have X, midpoint X. So how do we go about this? So the first thing we'll look at in the questions, how they come. So this question is picked from GCE 2017, question 8. The frequency table below shows the number of copies of newspapers allocated to 48 newspaper vendors. Copy of newspapers. Okay. Number of vendors. Then 80A, calculate the standard deviation. Allocation of mark, 6 mark. So for you to answer this question, you have to come up with a table. So this is the table. So this table, what you do is that you'll be saying like this. You'll be saying you have the class midpoint X, F of X, X squared, then Fx squared. Now remember, when answering this question, I'm referring to this formula. This formula here. I'm not using this. I'm using formula 1. Is what we'll be using. I've told you earlier on. So this, you have just to know it, that you'll be having class midpoint X, F times X, X squared, Fx squared. Then class, I've already written the numbers from 25 up to 60. How do I come up with these figures now? So these figures, they're coming from this box or table. Copy of newspapers, you have 25 to 30, you see that here. 25 to 30, that is here, 25 to 30. The next thing is 30 to 35, which is here, 30 to 35. Then we have 35 to 40, then 35 to 40, until you finish up to 55 to 60, which is here, 55 to 60. This one on top here, it is called the class, which is here. Now on midpoint X, a calculator must be used. So you'll be saying 25 plus 30, then you divide by X, by 2 I mean. So you say 25, that's not 1, so you say 25 plus 30 on the calculator. So 25 plus 30 equals, this is 55. You see that I've added 25 plus 30, I get a 55. The answer I get, I divide with a 2. Divide by 2, I'll get 27.5. So here 27.5. Okay, then the next thing I'll say 30 plus 35. The answer I get divide by 2. 30 plus 35. So 30 plus 35. 30 plus 35 equals 65 divided by 2. That's 32.5. So here I'll write 32.5. The next box is 35 plus 40. So 35 plus 40. Okay, 35 plus 40, you see that, which is here, 35 plus 40, I say equals, the answer I get, I divide by 2. I'm dividing by 2 because midpoint is you divide by 2, so that is 37.5. So here 37.5 until you finish adding. So again here you'll be saying 40 plus 45 divided by 2. Then here you'll be saying 45 plus 50 divided by 2. So when you do that, here you should be able to get 42.5. Here you should be able to get 37.5. Here 52.5. And here 57.5. Okay, these are the answers I'm expecting from where I've showed you the first box how to do it. Now here there is f. This f is the frequency. So the frequency you get here, the number of vendors, this starting with 5, 4, 7, 11, 12, 8 up to 1. So you just put them here. You have a 5, a 4, 7, 11, 12, 8, then 1. This is the frequency. 5, 4, 7, 11, 12, 8, 1, which are here now. Okay, frequency. After that, you can see they are saying fx. It means now there is a trick which they are using when they say fx. You see here, this is f, so this is f. Then we have x, this is x. Then here you have a 4 times this, 7 times this, this. Okay, where I'm putting the dots with red ink, so you just have to pay attention. So fx, it means get f multiplied with x. So what is my f? My f start with 5 times my x, which is 27.5. 27.5. You see that? Then I say equals. That is 137.5. The next thing, I say 4 times this number. 4 times this number. So on the calculator, again I'll say 4 times 32.5. That's 130. 4 times 32.5 is 130. So here I'll get 130. So now you'll be just multiplying where I've put the dots with the red ink. This times this, this times this, this times this, the answer you get, to put it here. So here you should be able to get 26.5. Then here you should be able to get this answer when you multiply. Then here you should be able to get this number, here this number, and here you should be able to get this number. Okay. The next thing now, we are following the table. They are saying x squared. You see that? You get where you go where there is x. This is x here, x. Now this x, you do what? You square it. So how do you do that? I'll go on the calculator. My first point for x is 27.5. So I go on 27.5. Why should I do 27.5? Here they say x squared, which means I square it. So on squared you have this one DC. After this you have this, we have a square root, then here. Okay, so when you do that, equals, you see that is the answer you get. So that is 756.25. Then you go on 32.5, you square it. Remember it's x squared, meaning 32.5, then you square it. 32.5, square it. Okay, here where they see now on top is where you find the squared. Then equals, you get 1056.25. 1056.25. Okay, from here now you'll be doing the same. VC, you square it, you put here. 42.5, you square it, you put the answer there until you finish your box. So here you should be able to find this answer, and here you should be able to find this answer. Here you should be able to find this answer, and here you should be able to find the answer 2756.25, and here you should be able to get this answer. Okay, when you square this 57.5, you should be able to get this. When you square 52.5, you should be able to get this answer. 57.5, you should be able to get the answer. 42.5, this answer. 37.5, when you square it, you'll find the answer, just like the way I showed you. Now the next thing, they are saying fx squared. So here they are saying you get f, you multiply with x squared. So I'll put two dots here, these two dots, and here times these two dots. Here two dots times two dots, two dots here times two dots. I'm doing this for you to easily follow this table. These two dots times two dots, two dots times two dots. Okay, here two dots times two dots. So what we'll be doing is that we are going to say where there are two dots, 5 here, there are two dots times here is what we are doing, since here is saying f times x squared. So I start 5 times 756.25. Okay, so when you multiply this 5 times this number, you get 378.1.25. Then you go to the next number, which is here. We are following two dots, 4 times this number. So 4 multiplied by 1056.25. Okay, you see 4 times this number, I get 4,224. 4,225, sorry. Then where there are two dots times this number, the answer you put here. Where there are two dots here times this number, the answer you put here. Again, where there are two dots, that is 12 times this number, you put here. So you should be able to get these answers, 9843.75. Should get this answer. Okay, that is when you multiply 1 times this, you get this. Okay, now the next thing now, you have to find the total where I'll guide you here. The total for frequency, we are going to add 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 8 plus 1 is what we are going to do. So what I'm saying, you add 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 8 plus 1. Okay, this, let me do it again, I didn't do it nice. So I'm saying you add 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 8 plus 1, 48. You see that? 48. So when you add these numbers, 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 8 plus 1, you get 48. Again, you have to add the numbers here. Sum. Okay, remember this symbol means for sum or adding. So you add these numbers. You add all these numbers. 37.5. 137.5 plus 130 plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this. The total you put here should be able to get 2045. Then we add the last one. This is what we do. So you add here again 3781.25 plus this number plus this plus this plus this plus this plus that. You should be able to get 9,150. So these will be your totals. Now remember the question say calculate the standard deviation. To find the standard deviation, the first thing now, you have to find the mean. You say mean x bar is equals to summation of frequency over summation of f. Summation of f of x over summation of frequency. So this sum fx, you see, that is 2045. So there is 2045 over sum of f. Sum of f is 48. So you get a 48. So remember, we are finding the mean first of all. Then mean bar x. Okay, here there is x. Mean bar. So we say now 2045 we divide by 48. We get 42.6. Collect to 3 significant figures. So 48 into that number, we get 42.6. This is the mean. Okay. Finally, after finding the mean, now we can find the standard deviation. So we say now standard deviation is equals to summation fx squared over summation of frequency minus mean squared. These are in the bracket. Okay, so SD summation fx, so this is the square root. So summation, this summation fx then squared, just this part, you can find it here. You see, fx squared, you get it the way it is. So that is 9,150 over summation of frequency. So you go here, summation of frequency, which is 48. So here you see 48 minus x bar. X bar present the mean, which is 42.6. So 42.6, you square it. So everything here is under square root. Sorry for that. Okay, so square root like this. Then SD. What we are going to do, this is a square root. Sorry for my bad presentation there. Then we say 48 into this number now. So we say 90150 divided by 48. You get the whole number the way it is. It will be square root. This is square root. Okay, better like this. That is 1878. The whole number the way it is without changing anything. Okay. I've just divided 48 into this number. This is it. Then we have minus 42.6. So I go on the calculator. I say 42.6. Then I square it. Okay, you see 42.6. When you square it, you get this number the way it is without changing anything. 1814.76, like this. The next thing now we are going to subtract. So we subtract. So when we subtract this number, we take away that, we are going to get 63.365. SD equals the square root now. So we say square root of this number, which is 63.365. Okay, the square root we get 7.96. So we get 7.96, correct to 3 significant figures. Therefore, this is your standard deviation, and you get a 6 mark for doing that. So this is question 8A. For question 8B, it is a graph work to be presented in part 2 or lesson 2. Okay, so the question, this was the question.